We've been blessed, you said, with all the great friends and the people, staff. I mean, you can, and I think that's why we want to do this with you, and that because we want to make sure to thank everybody sincerely from our heart for what you support, your friendship, your love, and everything that we've all gone through our lives. That we are been blessed with such a success because of you.
Welcome, everybody, to Ilio DiPaolo's famous Italian restaurant here in Blaisdell. And I have with me, it's my privilege, my honor, we have owner Dennis DiPaolo, general manager Ilio DiPaolo. That is your title this week, right?
We'll take it today. We'll do it today.
He's part owner, too.
Yeah.
Part owner?
Part owner.
Dishwasher, cook, server, bartender, whatever.
Come a long way, son.
Yeah.
Come a long way. Guys say, oh, I watched you grow up. I mean, I literally did watch you grow up.
It's been Uncle Bob for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Italian uncle, right?
Naturally.
Don't worry, you're not in the will. Last year, it's hard to believe it was a year ago that we sat down and we talked about 60 years of success for this restaurant. Hard to believe a year's already gone by, but it was quite a year. It was a fantastic year, and that's why we're here together to talk about it.
Well, it was a remarkable year, and so much gratitude and thanks to not only our staff, but our loyal patrons, our community that we've all been blessed with over the 60 years. I mean, we actually started out with a mass in January of last year to Father Adolph at our Sacred Heart, and said, what's that for? I said, it's for a Mass of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You don't last 60 years in business unless the blessing of the Lord. And he said, okay, so we're keeping going, and we're keeping on the tradition as best we can.
60 years, you start off with a Mass, which was a great way to start. What was some of the more significant events early in the year last year? And I know you had laid out every month you want to do something to honor the 60th anniversary.
Yeah, well, Ilio, I mean, we went into our employee alumni night, which was great.
Yep. We had to reschedule that a few times because of Mother Nature here in beautiful Buffalo. But we had that in March. Right around 250, 300 past and present employees came, which was a great time. And then leading up more, we had our retail party with our vendors.
Yes, yeah. We had our 30th, and with that tied in with it was 30 years of our retail market, our dressing, our sauce, our breadcrumbs out in the markets at Tops and Wegmans. We had a big celebration with everybody, and that was pretty cool to have that going on, which also benefits the scholarship fund, which has been remarkable. And the growth because you're such an executive board director with us and a great friend. So much has happened, right? And then I think when we did a regular vendor night, Ilio, remember that with 60 years with these, not only with M&T Bank, what they did with a handshake agreement with my father and said, hey, Popular Name was his collateral, that we also did Gregory's Auto. You look back at the Vukolik family, Gene Vukolik, who just recently passed away, to Triad Distributing. I remember picking up the beer in Lackawanna with his Schmitzer Philadelphia beer. There's one out of the past, right, Bob?
Yeah.
So it was a remarkable time with everybody, Pepsi and also in Sorrento, how could we ever Lactilis, Jim Vinner.
Truly a blessing between the 60 years of, and I've only been around half of it, but the 60 years of vendors and their support, as well, going back to our staff for 60 years. And it's just very heartwarming and just very fulfilling just to know that the community and the people are with us.
The thing that struck me, I was able to be a part of the program for the retail night. There's so many well-known community people that have been involved with your restaurant. Because I remember on that night, and specifically I remember Mr. Pelicano. He's expanding up my way.
Oh, yeah.
And but you had so many people that have been significant in the community that at some point their business or their lives crossed paths with your dad and your family.
Yeah, and I look back, and as you mentioned that, I'm thinking back to Ralph Wilson. Mary Wilson was just here when they celebrated on their last games, and we're talking about when he bought me my 18th birthday dinner. Yeah, and we were John's Flaming Heart. There's a name on it.
Oh,
so,
up my way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we were there, and he was there having dinner, and said, "Oh, hey, Dennis's birthday." Next, we got to get up, and Mr. Wilson, hey, happy birthday, Dennis, and picked up the check. And my father was so mad at him. Come on, you'll never do that again. I thought he was going to body slam Ralph Wilson. But we've been blessed that through the years of all the people that have come through, and my father's belief carries on through the restaurant and through all my friends and through everybody. We treat everybody the same. As far as, you respect me, I respect you. We get along, and, we all help each other out the best we can because we want to see our friends and our family and our community be successful. I mean, very simple philosophies that we were raised on is you were the same.
Ilio, it has to strike you that especially when you do like an employees night, you've got so many people come back that want to be a part of that celebration. Because when you run a business, not everybody leaves on great terms. I mean, that's just the nature of business. But you had so many people that were just overjoyed to come back and celebrate with your family.
Oh yeah, and we got great personal relationships with really everyone. I could tell you a story about everyone that was there, or some moment, you know, that we were connected as one. But it goes from, the beautiful thing about this restaurant is you got 16-year-olds on their first day of work, all the way to, you know, Tony, Don, Carolyn, who's been with us for as long as I've been alive too. So it's a great blend. It's a great culture between, you know, the youth and the experience and all that stuff too. So
yeah, and you know, what's pretty cool is that when we have like the Kelly White and Jesse, who, you know, where the generations of their kids are working here. The mother worked here, the daughters work here, now the grandkids are working here. It's like, you know, pretty cool that the generations. And we just had a bunch of kids in the dishwashers just coming in today for an interview. And he goes, hey, I want my son to work there. You know, and I said, well, you know, I got a lot of St. Joe's guys now working here. I know your son's St. Francis. I got Lackawanna, Frontier, Hamburg, West Seneca. I got a lot of kids, Cheektowaga, so good blend. I go, but you know what? Okay, St. Francis guy will let you in, of course.
Well, and you touched on...
St. Francis guy got to be in.
Exactly. That's you. I know exactly right.
Your contract.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
Contract. And I imagine if a kid bothers to fill out an application, because I know you just grab people off the street, the kids you grab, hey, you, come in. You look strong.
Yeah, if you're a wrestler, you're in.
Yeah.
But if they have St. Francis on their resume, they're automatic, right?
Oh, naturally. We got the St. Francis right on too, so yeah.
All right, well,
somebody didn't get the memo.
Well, Lackawanna Blue. Hey, Lackawanna Blue.
Oh, wow.
Hey, you know,
good for you. That's
right. Like
quick on your feet.
Us, he knows. So he knows.
You're good, you. But the high school scene, you have had so many high school banquets in this facility, which of course brings me to our Ilio DiPaolo Scholarship Fund.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be 30 years this year of scholarships. 1996 was our first one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. Remember Ryan Bentley?
How old am I?
Oh my gosh, see, that's all right, Bob. Back the hair.
30 years. Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be our 30th year this year. Ryan Bentley, that's when we did the Legends of the Odd.
Yep.
Closed off the auditorium that night. Brought Ryan into the ring. How cool was that?
That was really cool. We did that for a couple of years. We would bring in our current scholarship winner.
There's actually a great picture of you two walking down the Monday Night Nitro. That was
Monday Night Nitro, and they had first time in Buffalo. We outdrew the National Football League that night, as well as the WWC, or it was
WWF back then.
WWF back then, and they were so mad. Oh yeah, that they was. We heard that from everyone. It was like, oh, how did you guys?
You think we outdrew them because they knew we were in the building?
Well, that's what I thought. That's what they said. Was there any other reason?
We could do, I mean, I know we're talking restaurant, but the scholarship fund and the pro wrestling events that we were a part of, the funds that came in allowed the fund to support so many charities in the year, not just high school wrestlers, which is what it initially started out as, but so many. Mention some of the charities.
Oh, I mean,
we've helped.
It's remarkable how the father's name and how you've been a substantial contributor and friend to that, and been able to use his name to help out so many people. Right now, currently, we've been very involved with the Center for Handicapped Children. People Inc. We've continually been helping out with them. Harrison Phillips Playmakers for them. We also have the Center for the Greater Adaptive Sports that we've had. I mean, so we've done that with so we've been expanding, through what we've been doing besides just the local, the community we've had, besides the scholarship. So, as you know, whatever we bring in is what we kind of, half goes to the reward those who deserve through scholarships and support those in the community who need support.
And you can't leave out Children's Hospital because in the beginning, they were our biggest benefactor.
Yeah, I'm most proud of that was after the events. Yeah, that we bought the first incubator. Remember the little ones? We had a big up in there. So we were that was fairly substantial. That was our first big substantial contribution,
So Ilio, you literally grew up in the business. Mm-hmm. What are your fondest memories? And did you always have this marked, as this, I want to end up in the restaurant, or were there decisions along the way to decide which way you wanted to go?
My fondest memory is just starting from the beginning. Like we talked about earlier, just starting the dishes with Peter in the back and, Chef Tony, a bunch of the guys in the back too, just starting there and then just working your way up between bus boys, making a pizza, helping the guys in the back and the ladies in the front. But then as life evolves, then we were talking about sports banquets, going to St. Francis and having all my buddies start working here, Dad feeding the team for a pregame meal, making sure the offensive linemen are fed well so they protect all of us and all that stuff too. So just evolving through life, you know, from 8, 10 years old through high school into college, and going to college for business management. Didn't really know what direction we wanted to go in after college, so had an internship and over at the Bill Stadium, actually, in the marketing department. Russ Brandon, Mark Honan, you know, they're all great over there. And just after a year and a half in, just wanted to be here with the fam, help Dad out, and help Uncle Michael, my mother. We got all the family still here right now too. So, and you know, 15 years later, here we are.
You know, Dennis, life has changed so much for you and your family over those 60 years. I mean, obviously, your dad and your mom were the foundation for the restaurant, and you and your family, your brothers and your sisters, were all involved in some capacity. And then as years evolved, and you know, you lost your dad, and you know, then your mom passed, and your brother now has moved on, but you have your son. I mean, you talk about a family business. This family has been entrenched with this restaurant. I mean, you can't separate the two.
No, I mean, it's and that's what my father always dreamed of when he decided to open up. He said, I want a place for my family to eat. And that's what we've kind of, you know, fulfilled that. And my sister's in the back working right now. So I told her, Barbara, please be quiet. So, but you know.
Barbara, Dennis is doing another interview.
But no, it is something, yeah, it's a great feeling to be able to go to work, even when we lost my dad so quickly, you know, and kind of shocked us all, you know, besides losing my sister, you know, 5 years earlier, and my niece, you know, so that kind of what the heck happened here. And it's just like, but then I thank the Lord because I got to work with my dad every day.
Right.
You know, and a lot of my friends and my college buddies, they got to see their father maybe during the holidays twice a year, maybe, because they were out of different cities. So there was a blessing that came with that, and I'm so proud of the way it's been able to continue with the family being involved, which they don't have to be, you know. And it's been a great transition. And not only that, but the employees that have been here that are the family. You know, I mean, you know, contrary to my brother and I used to always talk about, you know, we don't cook every dinner and we don't serve every meal. You have to have a great team around you, and that makes it happen. And we've been blessed with that in our community for that. And, you know, the customers, that even if you do make a mistake, right? You know, it's like, they go, hey, Dad, we know it was a mistake. We'll be back next week. No problem at all. And thank you. How many loyalty customers we have to this day?
Over 10,000.
You know, loyalty. That's a lot of birthdays and anniversaries that people come in. And during our 60th anniversary, we sent them out spring coupons to come in and enjoy. And then during the holiday time, another coupons to come in and besides, you know, to come in and enjoy. And then besides, you know, the whole year of, you know, the points and celebration certificates and anniversary certificates. So kind of like, it's a whole year of these people that are part of the family. You know, we all have the blood family, and we know as we grew up, right? The whole neighborhood was Uncle Bob, Uncle Tony, this and that. It was like, are they really our uncles? I go back to Aqua, Italy. There's 55 people sitting at this lunch table. I go, hey, Joanne, are they really our relatives? Cuginos. They're all, yes, they are. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to go question it, but you know the deal. That's how we grew up. Everybody was part of the family, which is a great thing to have.
So you always had a flair for the marketing. I mean, your brother was back in the kitchen, and you always had.
No.
I know that's why the Buffalo Jills were at so many events, because you thought that was a great marketing ploy. But your son has really taken the flag and has run with it with the social media. I'm very impressed with your social media. Mm-hmm. You've come up with a lot of, and I won't call them gimmicks. They're just different changes in what you do and how you do it, and you publicize it. And you know, the social media, especially on, you know, Facebook and Instagram, and I mean, everything looks so appetizing. Mm-hmm. And that's a skill. That's a skill that definitely, because this restaurant not only has survived 6 years, you went through COVID, you went through the pandemic. Yeah. And coming out of the pandemic, and you're one of the few restaurants, and I don't want to speak out of church here, one of the few restaurants I don't think got a lot of financial aid after the pandemic was over.
You know, the government never kind of did the best they can for everybody. But the thing of it is that, you know, we learned with his thing, because, you know, sometimes the older we are, Bob, this is the way it is. But his enthusiasm in his youth brought and say, hey, we could do this, we could do that, and took us to another level through COVID that now we're benefiting from it, that we're stronger now than we were before COVID because of these transitions that he's made and the things that he's adapted into the community, and which is really, you know, from, you know.
You're to be complimented for that, because I pay attention to that every day.
Yeah.
And you also have not just the restaurant, Woodlawn Beach, which is a new venture.
Yep.
I know you're heavily involved with that, and you book the bands.
No, that's Buffalo's #1 band booker there. Yes, that's for sure. Yeah.
So it's nothing but Sinatra and Dean Martin.
Well, exactly right. It's a lot of the gray hairs, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
but that was an opportunity when the town moved out. I mean, it's you look at life and you go, and my friend and partner John Palmer's sitting here and we're having a glass of wine. He's having his amaretto, and I said, it's too much for me. My son. We can't do that. He goes, hey, listen, and this is just COVID didn't hit yet. He said, it's 14219 zip code. It's our backyard, 1 mile from us. It's Blaisdell. We can't let that go down.
Right.
We can't let it go down. We can't let it just be, another park with nothing going on in it, right? It's in our, I said, you know what, okay. So we did it, but I didn't realize the state said, okay, you got to take everything. Last thing you want to do is 65 years old, run a beach bar. It's like, here we go. So, but it has been great great transition now so forth. So it's been great, the lodge and everybody else done too. So it's in our neighborhood, and it's a nice rebranding thing for us, and also we have a lot of fun during the summer.
It's exactly 1 mile from here too, so truly in the neighborhood.
Okay.
Well, you had a wine event. We had, of course, the Celebrity Chef in the fall. Anything else that you...
and I think you mentioned the wine event, and I think that was probably the highlight of the year. Mario Buglioni, the wine that we're tasting now, is... when we tasted our Celebrity Chef there, said, this wine's great. Wouldn't this nice to be as a celebration wine for throughout the entire year? And so we asked the company and Mike DeJadlik and all them, hey, could you ask them if they'd like to be our wine sponsor for the year? We could put a label on their bottle. And he was so enthusiastic, he wrote the letter to us and that he was coming over to meet us for dinner.
Unbelievable.
Mariano Buglioni actually flew here from Verona, Italy,
over the pond.
June 5th. For one day, had dinner with us, 150 people. We had the dinner because we can't have a dinner with just 10 people. You want to meet the family. He said, I said, this is our family, 150 people that are here. And then he's, and we celebrate. And then he flew back the next day.
Just I remember. I was so impressed. I mean, it was like a day trip.
It really was,
let's take like an 8-hour flight or whatever it is, and and see my new friends over in America.
You know what? And the quote that I still use to this day is that the anniversaries, and he put, anniversaries are a time for us to look back on the origins, where it all started. And I think of that all the time from life and everything that we see and we do, right? It is like, wow, gives you time to, it's your anniversary, 15 years. Honey, let's sit back and take a look at where we've come in 15 years, right? 60th anniversary gives us a chance, and thank you for doing the podcast and our history with us. So it gives not only us, but our generations to follow where we started and where we are today,
And one thing we don't want to leave out is you've always had a great partner with the West New York media. They have always been there to publicize your events, to cover your family. And you've had some of the legends in Buffalo and West New York media be very good friends of this restaurant.
Yeah, we have. We've been blessed. We grew up with, Rick Azars and Irv and yourself at Empires, and for the many years we have so many stories with the media throughout every television station, the radio station,
the
Neverets and all. We've, who went to Italy with me, so this past year, we've been so blessed with the media covering and being friends with my father and bocce at the house and all different things. So it's been a pretty cool
Please
ride.
Don't leave out Linda Pellegrino, because she'll never.
Oh my God, no, Linda. Well, my
father. We got to remember
Linda.
Linda.
Linda, the Italian princess. My
she's
father loved. Oh, she's the babe, is right.
Yep.
So, but we've been blessed, Bob.
And along the way with the media has been involved with not just promoting the restaurant, but you've gotten many media awards from some of these publications.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. The Business First has honored us the Family Business of the Year. You look at the Hamburg Living profiling our business, the Orchard Park, Hamburg Living magazines has been great. You look at DJ Jigster, that's is always pumping us up there, and he's kind of like the family DJ and promoter there for us.
From 97 Rock.
97 Rock, yeah. So. And then what recently, Ilio just
we were ranked
Buffalo News,
Buffalo News, 4 for 4, best of 716, voted us best Italian restaurant, wait staff, bartenders, and wine list too. So it's nice 4 for 4 year.
Yeah.
And we were also ranked one of the top banquet facilities. So we're very excited about that as well too. So
yeah, that's great. So it's been a great run, and we thank them for all their support and keeping us in the limelight.
Mm-hmm. Keeping us connected,
Keeping us connected. I love it. Yeah, see that?
He's got
That
the
college
phrases.
education in St. Francis was worth it.
I learned from the best. I mean, come on now.
We've been blessed, Bob, with them and how they cover Spectrum News today. They've been very good to us. And 247, I mean, Josh Reed and Ann Bonini, all these guys that have really been,
Some of the great writers. Vic Carucci is
Oh my
one
God,
of
yeah.
your
Yeah.
Kumbadi.
Oh, he's best. Yeah, Alan Pergamon, your man, Alan. Oh, he's another great. He goes, Dennis, I saw you in a film. I can't believe it was you.
Speaking of films, I know Tim Clark has made Ilio DiPaolo's a stop for the film crews. And how many films have you two been in?
I've been in 9. I think you've been in, what, 2 or 3?
Yeah, I didn't make the cut on sometimes, but
Yeah.
Godfather got in, got the more screen time.
Yeah, I got cut out a couple times too, though. So you know what it is. So, but I blame that on the writer. He didn't give me good lines.
I always get a kick out of the names you pick for your character.
yeah,
And
yeah.
usually they're
Vincenzo, Dominic.
Dominic, yeah. Dominic, I cut the last one, so I don't really. I might have to change my name.
there's so many things that go through this restaurant. It's amazing. And the film business, which is now becoming much bigger in Buffalo, accordingly, this restaurant has been a part of it. So
Yeah,
that's great.
we've been blessed with many films being filmed, but as you can see, it's so diverse, right? So it's amazing to me when they'll come in and they'll do 4 scenes here, and then they watch all different times in the movie. So it's just
Right.
like, this is a coffee shop, that's a nightclub, that's a French dining room restaurant.
They'll film here in June for a Christmas event too.
Yeah.
So in June here on a Monday, they'll rent out the whole place from 6 a.m. to midnight.
Yeah.
And they got Christmas trees, wreaths,
Gosh,
everything. So.
it's truly, if ever get an opportunity to see them in action when they're filming, whether in East Aurora or Hamburg or wherever they're at, when it's open up, it's pretty cool. It really is.
Okay, before we wrap this up, is there anything we have forgotten?
Special thanks to you, Bob, for putting our history together. It's always that. And
It's been an honor.
No, it really has been, and we've been blessed, you said, with all the great friends and the people, staff. I mean, and I think that's why we want to do this with you, and that because we want to make sure to thank everybody sincerely from our heart for what you support, your friendship, your love, and everything that we've all gone through our lives. That we are been blessed with such a success because of you.
I have to tell you, Ilio, the reason why I was brought into the family is because in the 80s, when I had a mustache and dark hair, and so did your dad, your grandmother thought we looked alike. So that kind of got me in the door.
Oh, Bob,
That was the style in the day.
yeah, Bob, you look just like my son.
Yeah. Well, everybody had a mustache back then.
We all did, yeah. We look at those films.
Well, gentlemen,
Yep.
it's been an honor.
Great.
All right. Salute to that.
To another 60.
Yeah, salute. 101. All right, 101. Salute.